Hey everyone, welcome back to another installment of the Euro Cooking Canuck. On today's segment of Memories of Malta, I'm going to be making something that I made before, but differently. What I'm making today is FENEK MOQLI, which is fried fennec or fried rabbit. Now, if you didn't see my video on the rabbit stew, go back and into my channel and check that out. So right now the World Cup is on and everyone's grilling up chicken wings and things like that, and I thought I'd rather have fried rabbit. It's really good for you, it's low in fat and very healthy. I'm going to tell you what you're going to need. Really simple. Obviously you're going to need a rabbit cut up into pieces, not too large, because you do want it to absorb the marinating liquid. For me, actually, I went out and I just bought a pack of the legs because I just prefer the legs. You will also need some white wine, dry white wine. You will need lots, or to your taste, of garlic. Now I've cheated and bought the already chopped up variety, but if you want to go ahead and chop up fresh, it's all the better. Spices, you will need some bay leaves and thyme, some salt and pepper to taste, and that's pretty much it, guys. Oh, and so sorry, and yeah, I mentioned the bay leaves, yeah. Now later on, now this is the traditional way of doing the fried fennec, but I'm going to add a little bit of a twist later on, and I'll show you in the process. I'm going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and then you're going to add some more wine as it's cooking so it doesn't dry out. And you will also need onion. Some people don't add onion to it, but I think it really adds flavor, so I'm going to add some onion, and it kind of caramelizes, and well, you'll see. Awesome. Now for my sides, I'm going to do PATATA IL-FORN, which is the Maltese baked potato. They're highly addictive and they're really good. What you're going to need for that is obviously some potatoes, onion, fennel seed, and you're also going to need a little bit of margarine or butter and some olive oil or canola oil if you prefer. Right, and I'll serve that up with some steamed veg. Now, once you have your rabbit, what you need to do is put it in a big bowl, cover it with the white wine, as I've done here, add your spices, your bay leaves, your garlic, your thyme, salt and pepper, and let this bad boy marinate in the fridge for a minimum of 6 hours, preferably overnight if you can. Right, that being said, that's all you gotta do. I'll show you back, I'll come back rather, and I'll show you how we pull all this together to make our FENEK MOQLI. All right, stay with me. Hey guys, so while my fennec is still marinating, it has a little bit to go, about an hour to go still. I'm going to start on my PATATA IL-FORN because they take a while to cook. So what I've gone ahead and done here is I've greased a casserole dish with some margarine. Actually, I can't believe it's not butter. Go ahead and use butter if you like, margarine, whatever. Then I've gone ahead and I've cut my potatoes in about maybe 1/2 inch, 1 centimeter slices, and I've sliced up some onion as well. And then just, push the rings through so you get some onions. All right. So basically, all this is going in the pan, and I chopped up about 5 potatoes and 2 onions, guys. Might be a little bit more than you want, but that's fine because I always cook to leave me leftovers. And this is my method. I mean, if you want to be more neat, go ahead, but this is all going to get tossed in a minute anyways. So really no rhyme or reason really, because it's all going to get tossed, as I said. Alright, so let's put the rest of the onions in here. Now I like to have the top layer really crispy and then some softer ones underneath, and the onions kind of caramelize really nicely. So what I'm going to do from here, actually I'm going to add the fennel seed. And I mean, be liberal, but don't go crazy. If you like fennel seed, then go crazy. Fennel seed has a anise licorice kind of flavor. If you don't like that, you can use cumin seed or just completely omit them. But I mean, it really wouldn't have that Maltese flavor if you did. Right, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of black pepper to the mix. Not crazy, because you can always salt and pepper these later. Now potatoes, I always say they need salt, but again, don't go crazy. As I always tell you guys, it's easier to add than take away. Right, so that's all in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water from my kettle. I don't want to totally immerse them, but I want them mostly to be in there, and then leave kind of the ones on the top alone. And then lastly, some drizzle of olive oil, and this will get all mixed up and put into the oven. The oil to me just adds more flavor. Again, you can omit it, but it's just not going to have that same kind of European Maltese flavor. I use my hands. I'm a hand person. Just make sure it's all incorporated. And then you can kind of play around with it and place them nicely how you see fit. Right. That's how I like them. You can do this in a lower layer, obviously, but like I said, a lot of this liquid is going to absorb, and you may need to add a little bit more liquid as it goes. Just keep an eye on it, and if you feel that you need more liquid, go ahead and add it. Don't let them burn. They should come up with no liquid and cooked and soft, but again, you don't want them floating in liquid, and you don't want them burnt, so just keep an eye on it. And if you feel you need to add a little bit more liquid, add some more. Pierce it with a knife every so often to make sure that they're cooked through. They don't take too long because they are cut pretty thinly. So, and that's it. And then pop this into a moderately heated oven and keep an eye on it, and that's it. And we'll show you what we do with the fennec when I pull it out of the fridge. Hey guys, okay, welcome back. What I've done is I've taken my marinated fennec out of the fridge, and it's time to fry it. Now, a lot of recipes will tell you to start with some garlic and don't let it get brown. Well, when you're going to add the fennec, by the time they're cooked or browned off, yeah, they're going to get brown. So there's enough garlic in my marinade, and I will add more later with the onions. So I'm not going to do that. Whoa. Sorry for the noise. Adding my kind of pieces. It will calm down. So what I'm going to continue to do is add my fennec and get them brown. I will add some wine as needed, the onion and garlic, and I will show you when that's all done. Alright guys, stick with me. Hey guys, so I'm back. As you can see, the fennec is browning up quite nicely. And I'm going to add some onion and garlic. And like I said, the reason I didn't add the garlic in the beginning is because it's hard to say don't brown the garlic when you're going to cook the fennec. Because it will get brown. It will burn. I know some recipes may say to do the garlic separately, but what's the point then? It doesn't really infuse with the meat, does it? So gone ahead and added my onion and garlic, and I've turned it down a bit because I don't want it to burn, obviously. At this point, there's still quite enough oil in here to brown the onions and garlic. So at this point, I'm going to let this go. I've turned them over, so the other side is going to get browned, and then I will show you the next thing. Guys, it's really easy. It's just steps. That's it. All right, see you guys. So I've checked the other sides, and they're getting quite nice. And the onions and garlic are getting browned as well. I don't want them to go black. I don't want them to burn. So, excuse me. At this point, I'm going to add more of the wine and garlic and bay leaves. Why not? And I'm going to reduce this down now. Now, at this stage, I'm also going to add, and this is optional, but a good dolloping of Worcestershire. I love Worcestershire, whatever you want to call it, sauce. I do. Just a pinch of salt. And we'll spruce it up with just a little touch of thyme. And a dab of pepper. Okay, so now I'm going to reduce this, let it cook. Ah, it already smells so awesome. You can smell the Worcestershire, the onions, the garlic. It's really cool. All right, so this is going to reduce down, and see you in a bit. Yeah. Hey guys, as you can see, my fennec has made a beautiful thick gravy. It's reduced my quote-unquote fried, because it is fried, but then you kind of braise it. So, as you can see, isn't that lovely? Nice and brown and gorgeous. Beautiful. So, I'm just going to move some pieces around, because, you know, heat distribution may be different on your stove than it is mine. It's just lovely. It smells wonderful. It really does. The onions and garlic are not burnt. They're kind of caramelizing. Well, they are caramelizing. And there's this like great gravy that's happening. So for the last time, I'm just going to add a little bit more liquid. Some garlic. There we go. And I'm going to let this reduce down, and by the time this is reduced, our fennec will be done. That's it. So basically, it's almost like a risotto. Like, it means keep adding liquid and let it reduce. You fry it up first, and it will have such a wonderful, wonderful flavor. In this pot here, I have my veg. I've chosen just a simple veg. I'm just going to do some Brussels sprouts. I'm going to steam them, plain and simple. That's it. Nothing added. I'm going to put some butter on them, and that's it. And I'll show you guys when it's all done. All right, thanks for watching. Hey guys, our FENEK MOQLI is done. It's tender. Fried and then braised in wine and garlic and spices. Our PATATA IL-FORN is nice and crispy. The onions are caramelized. It's lovely. I have put some lush butter on top of our Brussels sprouts. So that's my veg here. And all that's left is to put some more pan gravy. Oh yeah. On top of our fennec, and we are done. Guys, thanks so much for watching another episode of the Euro Cooking Canuck. Stay tuned for more segments of Memories of Malta and Memories of Macedonia, and I hope you try this because it's really good for you and wonderful. Guys, thanks so much for sticking in. Take care. See you soon. Ciao.